said to the lady from all this and this. Nico said, oh, yeah, we have to do research on that. I said, no, I got here a book in English from the Dutch Engineering Institution. And so it's exactly what I did. So, oh, yeah, I said, yeah, I've got that book actually here too. Okay, he said, so, that's good. He said, so, oh, yeah, but we only do that stuff in our free time. Okay. So, we said, about 5 years. Sitting there in the desk with a cover over the typewriter, reading a book or doing her nails. I don't know what she was doing. And she said, oh, I'm going to pick up the letter from Mrs. Detner. Oh, she said, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
He said, oh, no, she's not here yet. I said, oh, 10 o'clock I have to go on Bridge Street. I knew where it was because I did all the look on the walls, right? And, okay. So, and she said, oh, no, I don't think so. Oh, no. So she sits there, I sit there, wait there. And she has a basket, out basket. In it is one envelope laying upside down. So after 15, 20 minutes, I got fed up, stand up. He said, hey, what's this envelope? She said, oh, I don't know. Turn around, my name is on it. So that was my experience with the bureaucracy, as you could say. Anyway, so I go to court. Then I worked out that I was there like a sideshow. Because the Justice Bolton, I think it was, he had a big dispute with police union or something, or maybe strikes or whatever, something like that. And so I probably came in as intermission. I don't know. Yeah, I had all Dutch Army shirt on and walked in. He said, mate, so what's this? Oh, well, they don't want to give me my certificate of qualification because in Holland I only worked for 3 years and 9 months and not for 4 years. You know, you had to be 4 years an apprentice. 3 years and 9 months. He said, oh, yeah. He said, so... He said, oh, well, yeah. And I said, oh, well, is that true? He said, yeah. So he said, so why are you not in a union? And I think, what is it? I said, well, if you don't have a job, you have no money. So why would I pay a union?
Yeah.
How can I pay a union if I don't have a job?
Yeah.
And everybody laughed. And then I later on worked out from, this union. Anyway, happening. So the guys are there from the opposition or whatever. And he said, oh, mate, I think you should sort it out in 2 weeks because... this is ridiculous, la-di-da-di-da-di-da, and the migrants, and okay, well, bang. All right, so the guy said, oh, we'll sort it out, yeah, we'll sort it out, okay. Oh, I think, we'll see what comes from it. So we're back in the hostel, get on the PA system, Mr. Olling, you come to the office, oh, phone call for you. Phone call, yeah. And a mobile phone, did you? So he couldn't ring me direct. So, this is the man from... it's in the court, and we had to sort out, we have a little sneak, and so it might take a little bit longer than the 2 weeks. You're not going to go to court back for that? I said, mate. I didn't even know I had to go to court for it.
Yeah.
You just sort it out. So eventually, I got the certificate in a plastic folder, and fold up like a license stuff. Yeah. So now you can prove that you are a qualified draftsman, whatever. Okay, good. Go to the employment agency. Yeah, mate. He said, oh, what do you think? I have this. He said, what's that? I said, oh, I don't know, mate. I just got yesterday. He said, I've never seen such a thing before.
Yeah.
And there you go, bureaucracy again. He had never seen. So it didn't work out. So when the 6 months were over, we moved in with Arnie Lee in Atunga Road.
Yep.
And I ended up getting a job in a wire factory that the guy was running from the church in Moordale. Okay. So it's a wire factory is like in making display stands, postcard stands and book stands and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's how I got to work. Yeah. And then we started renting a unit in Cronulla, and we just kept going to the church in Sutherland and meet people and things like that. Yeah.
It took a while to get established then, though.
Oh yeah. So we lived in a unit in Cronulla Road, opposite the White Elephant Church.
Oh,
yeah. And it was like, I don't know, like a 2-story thing, but it was on the ground floor. And then we were there for, 6 months, 8 months, and then they said, oh, we're going to sell it. Okay. All right, so then we moved in the other unit, and the high trade winds in Sutherland, and in Cronulla, the high big fight. Yep. So we're there, and then we're there for maybe a year. And they were going to sell it. So I said, I'm going to buy a house. I worked in the factory, so we're going to buy a house if we can. The thing is, when we filled in the paperwork in Holland, they said, oh, do you want to contact with the church? Tick. Contact with the bank. Oh, who cares? Come here. Who's in the airport? Oh, taxi driver, come to the hostel. Who's in the hostel? Bank, yes, tick. Church, no. So that's how you see how things you sort of plan.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out like that.
Yeah.
So, but, for a reason, we'll just, patience or whatever. You just, no, that's how it is, So we did a factory. And said, we had the money at the Westpac Bank because that was the bank that was in the hostel. And if you come a certain day, Westpac is there all the day, Commonwealth Bank is there. So we went to Westpac. So then we want a home loan, and Westpac said, you can't get money for a house. You can only get the unit because this pay that. Oh, okay. Go next door to Commonwealth Bank. Oh, yeah, you can get a loan for a house. So go back to the Westpac. Mate, want my bank check. What is this? Next door won't give me a house loan. Okay. So we had to find a $75,000 house, which is, first owner scheme.
Yeah.
It's just below the $75,000 house I could afford, just $400 a week you made.
Also $75,000 for the first house, anyway.
So I had $360 a week in the factory, and the boss said, you can get, just tell him you make 400. I said, no, I don't. He said, yeah, next week you will. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
So we bought this house in Guymer, and now you can see the hand of God again, because when we were in Holland, we wanted to go to Brisbane, and they said, now you go to Sydney because there's more work. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we're not stressed. I went to an employment thing in the hostel, and she says, next week I'll bring a book with all contacts I have about drawing offices. Oh, that's good. You know what she brought?
What?
Yellow Pages.
Well,
she said, I brought this book. So I've seen that already last week. So it was not meant to happen, right? So then that's how we ended up in Sutherland, ended up at the Sutherland Church. That's how we ended up in Guymer. All right. So we're going to buy a house. Okay. So you go to real estate. I want to buy a house. Yeah. So they take the other houses that you don't want to buy.
Yeah.
The ones that they say, you take this wall out, take that. Yeah. If you buy the house and you have a mortgage, you're not going to take walls out. You don't have that money.
Yeah.
Unless you start it. Anyway. So we had a few more. And then we had half a day off at the factory. Matthew was born, and had a half a day off at the factory. It was very hard to get half a day off. And we went to some real estates in the Saturdays, and it's no good. So, and we went to Janelli Real Estates and asked him, and he drove us all to Oyster Bay. He didn't have a car. We didn't have a car. He said, follow us. I said, no, mate, we don't have a car. All right? Keep the money for something else. Don't spend the car. I can go to work by train, and the rest I can just walk.
Yeah.
Church by train. So we go to this real. No, it's no good. Frederik said, let's go home. I said, oh yeah, okay. So hold on. Underneath Box Road, there was a real estate. There's a building, two on top of each other, in the corner is underneath was a real estate. Paul David Real Estate, I think his name was. He said, one more. Do you really? Say, yeah. I'll just walk in, mate. He said, mate, I want to buy a house. Oh yeah. Ik zei, $75,000 house because, first home scheme, and it's probably that's all I can afford. Oh, I said, oh. Well, he said, yeah, there is one come for sale on Saturday. And it was on a Tuesday. And he said, comes for sale on Saturday. Goes to the market on Saturday. But I can take you there now. He said, just follow me. I said, mate, yeah. All right, so matey the pram, the whole lot in this car. We drive in the street in Guymer. And he said, yeah, it is, what was the worst house in the best street, sort of thing. The eaves were grey. When I cleaned them, it turned out pink. But anyway. What happened, the guy that lived there died about 3 years before that. And before that, he was about 3 or 4 years in nursing home. So only the old lady lived there. So now she died, and so they were going to sell it. The son couldn't buy it, whatever, or didn't want it, whatever. All right. He said, how much you say again was this one? He said, 75. He said, no, it has to be 74,950, otherwise you get trouble. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, this will blow your mind away. You walk in the room, the main room, or dining room, or lounge room. The table's in the middle of the room, the Dutch setup. On the table is a box a metal box of Ritmeister cigars, the Dutch cigars,
Okay.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He said, mate, hey, you look like Dutch. I said, yeah. He said, it's funny, we travel 17,000 k's to buy a house of a Dutchman.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay, all right. You go in the bedroom, in the corner of on the wall is a corner shelf, like a, quarter shelf, with a Jesus statue on it.
Yeah.
And it says, Jesus lives, in Dutch, underneath.
In
In
Dutch.
Jezus,
Wow.
Jezus leeft.
Yeah.
Jesus lives,
Wow.
Yeah.
right? So I said, the guy said, I didn't bring the key to the garage. I said, mate, I don't worry about the garage. We buy the house. And I looked, top looks straight, floor is not bent, and we'll buy it. So I said, we want, Dutchman, So there was a huge fridge in the kitchen with the boat door, He said, the fridge come with the house. I said, no, normally fridge don't come with the house. Come on, mate. We rented 2 units. There was a fridge in it. I haven't got a fridge. If they don't want the fridge, I'll buy the fridge.
Yeah.
Or want the fridge included, whatever. And whatever else. So there's nothing else left in the house. But yeah, okay. So he rings those people and he says, oh, mate, we have some people here. They travel 17,000 kilometers to buy the house from your parents. And they're only going to pay 74.5. So he dropped another $450. He said, 74.5, and in that we on the fridge as well. What do you think? And the guy says, yes. Okay, so we bought the house. So then we get the bank papers. And the guy built this house because later when he got to get in the garage, you could see there was a pink and a blue and a green wall. So they just lived in that garage and he built the house, right?
Okay.
He worked for the Australian Railways.
Yeah.
So he worked for the Australian Railways, but he had a loan from the Dutch bank. And guess what? He built the house in 1956, the year I was born.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
God knew I was coming.
Yeah.
Even back then. Of course he did.
In 1956, he built the house with a loan of the Dutch bank.
Yeah.
The year I was born.
Mm.
Hey?
Yeah.
You want to go to Queensland? You want to go to Brisbane? No.
Yeah.
You want to sit in the hostel? You sit, you want to get a job and you went to interview in Blacktown? No. You went to an interview in North Shore? No. End up in Sutherland Shire because the church was there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Then the church moved to, so when the church sold to the police office type business thing, they moved to Menai, LH Road, and a Christian school.
Yeah.
Sutherland Christian School was then built up by the Dutch migrants.
Yeah.
We did book covering there and stuff like that when we were migrants. Nothing to do, come and cover some books. Okay.
Yeah.
So we lived in Guymer, but then when Matthew turned 4.5, he was ready to go to school, but they didn't want to take him. He was too young, so that's why he went to Calvary Public School, 5 minutes down the road from us walking. And so that's how he stayed in the community. And we're still in the same house.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I still think when you see that, because then we saw that and then say, and then you sort of forget. And then a couple of years later, no, not a couple of years later, like 40 years later, you get the title deeds because you finally paid off your mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? And then my older son needed a business loan, so we need to be guarantor for that and whatever. And then you saw the title deeds and it says, the Nederlandse SCH bank, the Dutch bank, and stamp, and kopier and all these things and far out.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like it's interesting because you're getting a little bit emotional talking about that. But just what I get from you is that God knew you before you were born, right?
Yeah, that's why I said we always, and that is where I said before, I never knew not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew not, but maybe not to the extent that when you say, when Jesus says, let the children come to me, like with that childlike faith, you say, you understand this cannot be made just like that, by the bang, come on for it, But you go to, for argument's sake, you go to the zoo, no, not the zoo, the aquarium in Sydney. Mm-hmm. You walk just in, and there is this big tank with this bowl top thing. I don't know what it's called. In it is what they call longfish or whatever. Lungfish, whatever. One of those prehistoric animals.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. If Darwin is true, who decided that he had to stay like that and his mates could be grown up?
Yeah.
Yeah? There's always the half-life, and then now we try and find the half-life. Yeah, they find the fossil, but the fossil is dead. It's not life. Yeah. So, but you always say, from when did the cow decided that he had to close his nose to go in the water before it became a dolphin, or the other way around? Whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I was at school, when I worked at the school, the guy said, we're going to the zoo. I said, mate, what are you going to do in the zoo? And he was not a Christian. And he said, what are you going to do in the zoo? He said, well, what do you mean? I said, are you going to the zoo look at the monkeys, or are you looking at the lost branch of your family? You should see his face. But I mean, who decided suddenly from you're the monkey? Yeah, you can go to that and you stay.
Yeah.
And where is the one that later on, if he would go to the Dutch schooling system, could have said, I could have up over. And he can't. I mean, so when I was there with Dennis and the grandkids, and we saw the fish, I said, mate, and then next door they have this Darwin thing. And I said, mate, no, look, that fish is there. There's nowhere where, if it is an ongoing thing, it takes millions of years. Yeah, well, is it? So therefore, yeah. But like, as a pastor once said to me, the Darwinian idea is a good idea for people where the other option is not acceptable.
In terms of they can't accept that there is.
You can't accept God.
Mm.
There's a sort of thing, but yeah, I never doubted it. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just grow up, and then if you then have the experiences with the house and whatever, some other stuff that So like now we sit here, that is meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we went to the Reformed Church. The Reformed Church moved to Menai, and we said, no. We're not going to travel all the Menai. The new bridge wasn't there. Didn't have a car.
I was going to say, did you have a car? Yeah.
Didn't have a car, and even if we had a car, I mean, you say, when the kids go to youth group, whatever, you're going to drive all the way there and back at night. Come off it,
Drive down on the bottom.
All the way down.
Yeah, all the way up. Yeah, no,
hey, when you had to go play sport out there before the bridge was built.
Yeah, I barely remember the bridge. I remember walking along the bridge when it was built. What year was the bridge built?
I'd have to check.
I don't know. Actually,
I was walking.
Late 90s, I feel like.
There you go.
Interesting thing is, from the bridge, so the bridge was built on one side and then pushed over. Huh? So it went down the hill and under an angle and all this stuff. When we used to have the ministry at MCC, the men's ministry, we had the engineer coming out from the department, and he showed the slideshows and that and that. Interesting part is what they couldn't get a surveyor in Australia who could set it out.
Oh, really?
The Dutchman did.
Ah, yeah.
That's why it sticks with me. But yeah, so because it's a three-dimensional, in Holland we built those bridges, the slide bridges.
Oh,
So and you had the curve in the front and straight. You just build them, and every day you push a bit out and whatever. Whenever concrete is hard, you push a bit further over the gap.
Yeah.
With the tongue on the front, and so just before it go, you just catch the next post.
Yeah. So when
2001, by the way.
there you
That's
go.
when
So
Minority Bridge
I
was
was
built.
6.
So because
I
when we
remember.
came here in '82, the guy that we lived with, he used to work for the builder.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the excavation, and then the truck was full, and we dropped it in the back of a Christian school, building up the grounds there.
Yeah.
So who knows what's in that stuff
Yeah.
these days? But now we're full with microplastics anyway, so who cares?
So what, the church moved across to Menai.
Yeah. And
you
so
guys
we
were like,
went.
okay.
We went to. Find a close one. So in the Guymer shopping street was the Uniting Church.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, at Brookfield.
Yep.
Yeah. So we went there, and the kids went there Sunday school, and there was a few kids there. But when our kids not came, then was half the Sunday school was missing.
Yeah.
Because I was so very small. So then we decided to go, and then they said to us, "No, you decide to go. You give up." I said, "No, the other people gave up already. You don't want my kids become part of a sect, right?" So we looked around. We looked at Guymer Babs because it was close by, and then Carrie and Cartridge from church here.
Yep.
She was a teacher at Calvary Primary School.
Yep.
And she said, "Oh, we're going there." Okay, that's how we ended up here.
Oh, okay.
So we came here. Matthew was, Dennis was 2, I think. So yeah. So it's some more than 30. Dennis turning 34 this year, so I think he was 2. And Frederica went with him to Sunday school because, he was little.
Mm.
And yeah, that's how Frederica started Sunday school.
Yeah.
Staying with Dennis, then staying with some other kids, and then running Sunday school. And now she's still running Sunday school.
She's still running Sunday
34
school.
years later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we sort of, happened.
Yeah.
You mentioned your family a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 boys you've got?
No, yeah. So Matthew is turning 42 this year. He's chiropractor in Guymer at Allied Health. Then Nicole is turning 40 this year. She's a teacher, Angeling West Public School. And Dennis, he is a lawyer, or the director of a law firm now in town. He's 34 this year.
Cool.
Yeah. So they all went to Calvary Public School and Guymer High School, and then Wollongong Uni.
I went to Guymer High.
Yeah.
No,
Calvary High.
Oh, Kirraway, sorry.
Yeah,
No, he went to Kirraway High.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I would have known them.
No, you might know some. I don't know. How old are you?
I'm only 30. I'm a baby.
Only 30. So Dennis is 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we would have been there at the same time.
he by the same time, but you
Yeah.
would be just year 7 or year 8 or
Yeah.
something by
Yeah.
the time you would leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talked about you working in a factory.
Yeah.
What did you change your work after that? Were you able to get a
Oh, so
job more like engineering?
When I started in that factory, the guy had only 3 kids and a welder going, the spot welding guys and a MIG welder. And so by the time I left, I did it for about 10 years. By the time I was running the show, and had about 12, 15 guys sometimes. So holiday time more, kids working, extra kids.
Mm.
So did that for 10 years, till 93.
And that was in Mortdale, wasn't it?
Model, yeah. So until 93. Then we went to Holland for a trip with the kids. And this is the last time we went. So
really?
when Dennis was 9 months.
Mm.
So Matthew 8, Nicole 6. I had long service leave. So then things turned around at the factory. I left. Then my neighbor was working in a factory in Calvary, and he said, there's some casual work going, why don't you come? So I went there. 2 weeks after, I pulled the pin on the other one. God is in control. He knows you have to eat, so you just have to. God gives every bird his food, but it doesn't bring it to the nest. You have to go and get it, right? So then, went in the factory there, and then we started behind the presses, and we went back from $40,000 in a car to $300 a week. But, I had 3 kids at home, Frederica's not working, screwed down the mortgage, and in the meantime, I built the house, made it bigger, from 2 bedrooms to 5 bedrooms, and, on Saturdays, bang, bang, bang with that.
Yeah.
Holiday pay, and kids went on camp, and I just worked on the house.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. It was a hobby, tinkering.
Yeah.
So it was in me. So, and because I'm a draftsman, what I can draw, I can build. What I can build, I can draw. So, so that sort of, then I did with the bed steel factory maybe 2 years. Then the neighbor wanted to do something, so I'll help you with some work. And I started a handyman service. I did that for 6 years probably. I left the real estate. Some people knew him from the school. And, he's handy with his hands. He worked for the real estate, hooker real estate. Rent properties. This leaks, that falls off. Then you fix it. So you just get a call out of the blue, and I did it as an extra. And then started snowball. So then I did that for 6, 7 years, I think. And then when that started to slow down a bit, I suddenly was an ad in the leader from Verreton, and Stu knows him. He was an architect. I can't remember his name. Verreton Building Company. But they would go, take a house off, build townhouses or villas and stuff like that.
Right.
And there was an ad in the leader from, they're looking for draftsmen. So I thought, go up, have a go. Because since we in the hostel, I've been drawing.
Yeah.
The builder, the guy that used in Guymer, they worked for the builder, and the draftsman was away. He said, can you draw me a little extension? He said, he can try. He said, but, it's all here. Look like holiday homes here, all this timber frame stuff, that's in Holland. You don't do the permanent homes, all brick and concrete. Anyway, he said, it doesn't matter. Sutherland Council might, not like it anyway, so just draw it up and see what happens. So he took it in, Within a week it was approved. He said, oh, you must be good. Well, I don't know how good is it all. So then you get the drawing for the brickie and the brickie sister and the girlfriend he plays tennis with and all that sort of stuff. So that's how my name got around. So there's drawings in the council from 1982 till the last one went in last week. Or no, last 3 months ago. You know? Yeah. So I've been always drawing first it was like side thing, then it became a bit more, then complying development came in and it snowballed and now it's closing down again, so I'm closing down the business and that's it. But it was just, I'm drawing for the build, HJT renovations you might see is take us around most of the things that he builds. I've been drawing together with him, work it out. So, there was sort of a thing, so we did that, and then I was always, so when Matthew went to school when he was 4.5, 4.5, at Calvary Public School, we got involved in the school. So first he went to preschool, in Guymer preschool, so I get involved in the board, because if you want to get to know things in a different country, how you do it, you get involved.
Yeah.
They're not going to knock on your doors, mate, you want to get involved? No, you say, okay, I'm here, do you want me? Yeah. So, I asked the people for the board. Everybody steps back. I stood still, so I got it. Not because you're so good, but, because nobody else wanted it. So that was the first experience of working with other people in a different setting. And then when Matthew went to primary school, I got involved in the PNC and did the safety house type stuff, as starting off. And then I progressed and I've been treasurer and president and all that sort of stuff. Over years, they used to big bonfire firework nights and stuff like that. So good fun. All the good fun you can't do anymore. Once they stopped it, you never start that again. So that's how we got involved, Frederick, in the Mothers Club, and that's how we became Australians, say. Get to know people and see how they do things here.
Yeah.
A question about that is, did you find it hard adapting to being in Australia?
No. See, the difference is, of course, we knew the English language, right? When we came here, it's not that we, like some people say, oh, well, only the husband can speak it a bit and the rest in the family can't. English was at school.
Yeah.
So, because the school we went to, English, German, French was in it.
Yeah. That's
so then, there was no secret. So when we went in the hostel, they had English classes for new migrants, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I said, you better go level 6. Now we ended up teaching the other kids or the other people, because like in the hostel was a whole different thing too. If you understand, like in the hostel, all people come in there, they come into Australia, not only the ones that are out of free will, people that escaped South Vietnam. There was a guy in there in our group, he was a submarine commander. If he would have stayed there then, finished.
Yeah.
Right, so he can never go back. So we would talk about whatever, and he was drawing with palm trees on the beach, like homesick thing. Yeah. And then there was people from South America, from Chile, when that all escaped, and there was people from Poland that they couldn't leave the country, so they worked out one certain day. She would leave to Austria, and he would leave to Sweden, so that. They were not allowed to leave together. They couldn't leave together. So, but on the same day, before they could contact the other one that the other one can't leave, they were both gone. And then around meet and then
they
refugees.
And they met back in Australia.
Yeah. So then when you sit there and you think, hey, we can go back after 2 years and don't pay, or if we think it's nothing, we can go back and pay. It doesn't matter. It's a whole different.
Yeah, it's a different.
It's a lot
like
easier.
the other ones that came here to escape misery. And then what I see at the schools too, and you say, how the language and English is a second language and stuff like that. Yeah, for some countries it will be easier. Some countries be hard. But how hard it is for the people that from Asia that don't know the ABC.
It's very
like the Chinese and all the other ones that write in a script that we can't read.
Yeah.
We only have 26 shapes that we combine into a word.
Yeah.
Strange words, I might add. But, I'll tell you, because I was doing Kids Holiday Club here, and a kid comes to me and says, mate, you talk funny. I said, that comes because I can speak another language, mate.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but no. I said, no. Okay. I said, no, but I think your language is funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ik zeg, nou, look, we had some letters laying on the table. I put 3 letters here. Ik zeg, what does it say? E-A-R.
Yeah.
Is ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put a B in the front, becomes bear. Why? Then you put a D behind, it becomes beard. Why is it not beer in between? Now you have to write it with 2 E's. Why?
Yep.
Yeah. Ear, bear, beard. Why? So then if you already have trouble with that, and then you first have to learn that, and instead of having 2,000 signs or scribbles or whatever, for those kids, they have to learn first that. And then you can have the keyboard on the... And I've been told that, we all still have the keyboard the same as we used to be on the typewriter.
Yeah.
And the ABCD is not like that, but it's QWERTY. You know why that is?
It's to slow you down, isn't it?
Yeah, to slow you down, that the hammers don't jam on the typewriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we don't have a thing that jams, but we still have the typewriter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same keyboard.
Yeah.
So there was no, when those 2 years came up, you were like, no, we're not going back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we never. So what happened was when I was working in the factory and Frederica was pregnant, and so we came in Christmas 83, I went back to Holland by myself. My father had cancer. And they said, oh, well, I don't know how long he's going to make it. So you're going to see, they said, I better not, Frederica not to fly because she's pregnant. Whatever. So she stayed with Ian Hilly in the Tunga Road. And I went back, I come in the hospital, and my father was, looked like the guy in the striped pajamas, skinny face and stuff like that. And so the doctors work on him, and the screen was around him, and then the screen goes away, and he said, "Hi mate, good to see you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you back, or whatever. But you made a good choice. You have seen me now. Why don't you go back?"
Oh wow!
Within a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
I was the hospital is 5 kilometers from our place, so push bike and visit him, and I had to book a ticket for 3 weeks over the Christmas because it was the cheap ticket. Only it was short, you had to pay extra. It was then a Qantas. And he said, yeah, well, I said, don't worry about me. You made a good choice. Don't worry about me. I had a good life. You don't worry about me. You're going to have your own worries. So don't worry about that. Why don't you go back? So I stayed for 2 weeks, New Year's, and then went to Amsterdam, paid extra dollars, and came back home. He said, go home, go to your missus. So I went home.
Yeah.
See, there's people that live here, and they say about your home country. No, the home is where you are.
Yeah.
And if you can bring that there, then you don't have this. When we got married, so we are Dutch, so we are clockworks. Yeah, you have wogs in Australia, so we are clockworks. With the clockworks.
Yeah.
Right. So we have clocks at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my sister gave them to me when we got married. She said, if you feel homesick, you just wear them. You stand on some Dutch ground, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so my father said, well, why don't you go back? We had a great life, Okay. So, yeah, so I went back. And then I worked in the factory. And then in March, I got a phone call in the factory that they rang Arie Hilly, because that was our contact. He didn't have mobiles, yeah. So, and somebody had died in Holland. And he said, well, it's simple, then it's my father, because, I was close to it. No. Oh. My mother then. So my parents are older than Frederica's parents, right? So my father was 70 when he died. And so he was from 1914. So, and I was 1956, so I was 40. Wow. He was 40 already when I came around. So, he said, no. Frederica's father died.
No.
55, heart attack, boom.
Wow.
Right? So he had a milk run, and a milk run in Holland is like a day business thing, all the way on the road. And he comes home and says, oh, I don't feel too good. You'll just go and have a rest down. Oh, yes. Frederick's mom says, okay. And they had to go like corner shop downstairs, so talks to customer. Think, I'll go upstairs, a cup of coffee. He's gone.
Wow.
So, because when I went to Holland to say goodbye to my dad, and he said, oh, it's going to be a long goodbye. And he walked me off to the door of the hospital, and he went back to his bed, and I went in the push bike home. Then Frederica's parents said, oh, yeah, we'll come soon. He was dead before my father died.
Yeah. Wild.
So then Frederick's mother has been out here. Frederick's brother has been out here to have a look. So yeah.
Do you still feel a need to ensure that your children, or when they were growing up, like understand where you guys came from? Did you
they know
Dutch at home?
They know that, yeah. So when we spoke Dutch at home, and then especially with the first one, when there's only one, right? It happens. But we always said you have to speak English too, because if he ends up in hospital, he can't ask for a cup of water. We have big trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So when Matthew went to preschool, they did this test, and they said, okay, there's the chair. You have to go on the chair, off the chair, next to the chair, whatever. And then one word behind. And we never used behind.
So he didn't know what it meant.
So he didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
And then you say from, okay, you just put it in the kast, because kast is quickly said and cupboard. So when Frederick would make a shopping list, and why would you write bleekwater in Dutch if you can write just bleach in English?
Yeah.
But there's other words too that are shorter in Dutch than in English.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Goes
you would
both
just
ways.
mix and match.
Yeah.
And so, but by the time the second child comes around, they speak English to themselves, and we did it anyway. And I was working in the factory, he would do it, and he knew what it was. And Frederick was involved in the Mothers Club at school, so he did it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not that you were isolated because of your language.
Yeah.
You know, because you put yourself out there, then you pick up. And we had to get used to it. So you go to the church for church meetings. So tonight, next week we have a do on or what? Okay, bring a plate. I think, well, don't you have enough plates? We didn't know you didn't know you had to bring a plate with something on it.
Yeah.
So you just take a few plates?
I don't know, but things like that. You know, there's just sayings that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure that if you will go to Holland,
There'd be heaps.
you'll be oops, you know, and that is where then people, that is then how you can. Say for the migrant can say, they don't know anything, you know. It's not because you don't know. It's just because when I was working in the factory, it was a simple thing. I had Chinese guys, I had a Brazilian, you know, in holiday time, and a Chinese guy. And the boss tried to explain something to him, and then I started to talk loudly. Mate, the guy's not deaf, he just doesn't know what you say. Oh, well, you do it then. So I did with sign language. Put in the machine, no problem. All right. And then it was funny. You know, presses, you know, that they come down and then, you know, to bend sheet metal and stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, so one day a Chinese guy says in the factory, can my friend come work here? And he said, yeah. Oh, but he can't speak much English. He said, doesn't matter. Does he have two hands? Yeah. He said, does he ears, eyes? Yeah, okay. He can come. No worries. I'll give everybody a go. You know, I've been giving it a go. I'll give you a go. So guy comes, and so in front of the presses there's a set of lights, and then you have to step outside the lights so the lights can connect, and then safe, and then the press comes down, right? Safety issue, otherwise boom. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I grab his hand, get a bit of metal, put it in the press, step back, say, stomach in, you know, press the pedal, boom. Okay, next one. All goes bountiful. All right, morning tea time. All right, morning tea time. We sit outside 10 minutes in the sunshine after cold inside. All right, go back to the press. I'm in the front of the factory and I'm going, tung, 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 tung. That means you stand in the lights and the thing stops all the time.
Yeah.
Guy didn't get it.
Yeah.
Of course. And I go from the front, and I never scream, or hardly ever scream in the factory. People say, you don't scream? I said, no, I don't have to.
Yeah.
But when I scream, everybody stops.
Yeah.
So, and quiet anything. And all it, let it go for a while, and Chinese go, to him. And it went, zzz, boom, zzz, boom. I think, okay. And it went, dum again. And I go, okay, so I woke up and he said, mate, you know, he said, that's enough, you know. I know that means yes, I understand.
Yeah.
In any language. So I go. And the Chinese said, oh, yeah. I said, I don't know. He said, he can't speak English, but I think my Chinese is better. than yours.
Yeah.
And he looked. And next day the guys come in and said, oh, my friend wants to say he's very sorry for the mistake he made yesterday and he still give him a job. I said, no, mate, he didn't make a mistake. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Your point is like not stupid. It's just like
no,
it's just a language barrier.
I mean, yeah, it's a language barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is where you can see where aggro can happen
Yeah.
for a reason that, hey, mate, I don't even know what you're on about.
Yeah.
You know, and because I was a migrant and I know that, you know, not as lost as they are, maybe because you have no language connection.
Yeah.
And you can't read the sign, and you can't read the manual, and you can't read this, you can't read that, because it's in scribbles that you don't even know what the scribbles they are.
Yeah.
You know, next time you buy something and you read the Chinese language,
Yeah.
and you see how long you work out before you know which button goes where. You buy an IKEA with the thingy in them,
Yeah.
because it's pictures saying it's easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's when you realize where, no, maybe we are more, I'm talking, but Frederick and I are more of doing instead of talking about the gospel and things like that.
Yeah.
Just live it out, and people say, oh, what do you have? You know?
Yeah.
Instead of, yep, oh, did do this, and yep. Yeah, well. I was at a building site, and later on one builder said to the other guy, he lives it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You know, I asked him, when there was a Katoomba Men's Convention, and one guy says, going, he said, oh, is he going to? He didn't want to talk about it, because not on the building site. You can talk about the Katoomba, but not
Yeah.
you know. And then, it's just one of those things that you don't have to, to what level do you go, you know, to show that you are believe in God and whatever. You just, at the moment that it matters, you have the right word, and God will give it to you. And if you don't have it, then don't force it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you say in Australia there's 20 million people and 10 million classify them as Christian, themselves as Christian, that means there's 1 on 1 that can say something about Jesus to someone. That means you don't have to look after the 10 million yourself. God has enough helpers. But when you get knocked on your heart, do something.
Yeah.
You can go somewhere and you say, they should do something about this. The question is, could you do something about it?
Yeah.
Or do you just go home and pray from, Father God, you have to do something about this. Please send someone.
Yeah.
Well, it was you. There was a TV series. The reason I'm saying this, there was a TV series in Holland. And it was called Sipke Zoekt God. Sipke is a name. Like Sipke is like John. But then, And he looks for God. Zoekt is seeks God. And so there was all, I don't think we were in Holland. I think we saw it, or somebody sent us some video or something. Anyway, so one day he was say, go to the monastery and ask the people, oh, why do you live here, that area? How do I find God here? Next time he was in a mental hospital or something like that. And so, why do you do this work? Oh, well, God says, I'll look after those people. Anyway, so it was around the time that the Iron Curtain came down, so, you know, the Berlin Wall and all this stuff. And then they found out that a lot of people in Poland and Russia, they were poor and had nothing to eat and stuff. So they had all the food convoys going from Holland. Big trucks every weekend.
Yeah.
So, one week, Sipke goes with one of the trucks. And he says to the truck driver, how come that God let all this happen?
Yeah.
To what the truck driver says, how come you don't drive a truck?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about that. How come you don't drive a truck?
So
it's so easy to sit here and talk and all this
okay.
and that and that and that. But how come you didn't drive a truck?
Yeah.
Boom. Always stayed with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we are called to take action,
Yeah.
not just.
Yeah, it's it. Faith without deeds is dead, you know.
Yeah.
Let the hands move, you know. It doesn't mind. I say the same as say when I work at school and you sit in the lawnmower. Well, once the thing goes, it goes. Your mind can go, you know. Your hands do the work. So while your hands do this stuff, you can think about something that is of worth, you know. And sometimes those actions or those simple things, you know. Just like the stories that I, my mascara goes all mixed up. So these things, the simple things that, you know, like when I meet someone at any event or whatever, and you just feel that you have to say something, then it happens. Like a simple thing from how God works in your life. Now, do you grab the opportunity when it happens or not?
Yeah.
It's like a wok. You know, a wok is on the fire, and you come and you see the handle. When you pass it, you burn your hands.
Yeah.
Right? It's Chinese thing or whatever. Anyway, so one night, you know, when the church been here for 30-something years, so one night they said, "Oh, can you make some shelves in the vestry?" So, oh, yeah. Okay, so I go Bunnings, and I used to go there for Bunnings all the time, but I did handyman service in Caringbah. You know, Kirby wasn't there yet.
Yep.
So you come that night and I buy some pine board shelves, long ones, don't fit in my car. So I said, the guy, can you cut them in half, mate? There's two guys there, board stiff because they're just picking the shelves. Can you cut them in half, mate? Yep, okay. And he sort of desperate to make his chat. He said, "Oh, mate, what you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm making shelves, mate." Oh, okay. Where are you making the shelves, mate? In church, mate. You going to church, mate? Yeah. Oh, I go too, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
There's a time when that guy still had a name on the front of the chest, you know. Yeah. So I won't tell his name. Say we call him Joseph, you know, not Maria, Joseph. Anyway, okay. So he said, "Oh, but he doesn't." I said, "Oh, is it?" Oh, and so I think I meant to do something. "Okay, Joseph." He tells me you don't go to church. And Joe's think, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "He gives you heaps about it, is it?" So Joe's think, "Oh, that's interesting." So Joseph goes close. And he said, "Mate, yeah." I said, you know why he does that?" Yeah, no. He said, "Oh, you stand at the drop saw and you have the back drop, you know, you push the wood again." Yep. So I grab his pencil and I go, boom, boom. The McDonald's arches, you know, like the M. Yeah. You know why he does it, mate? He said, "No." I said, "You know what that is?" He says, "That the gates to heaven. The right one for right behead, the left one for left behind." He just wants to make sure that on the day when it comes, you're not in the wrong queue. That's it.
Yeah.
So next time you see McDonald's, remember, left hand, right hand, left behind, right ahead. Which one is it? "Okay, guys, I'll take my shelves. Thanks for cutting it. I'm going." They had something to talk about, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I didn't have to labor for all this and this. No. One guy knew already.
Yeah.
The other one didn't.
Yeah.
We just needed a different way of saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's to say to people, okay, you know, when Jesus died on the cross, crucifixion was nothing special. It was just that time that the Romans did it many times. But why was there only 3? Why not 7? Now it's biblical number 2. Jesus could still hang in the middle.
Yeah.
Why not? Because there's a yes and a no cross. The one said yes, the one said no. Which one you pick? If there was more, then we would have been the halfway crosses. Yeah. You know? If there would have been 7, it could have been, oh yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Almost like the Dutch chips, you know? A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a yes and a no.
Yeah, you're either in or out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 3. One in the middle, a yes and a no.
Yeah.
Where did the other one go? You work it out.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes enough to stir the mind. I did that to some people at school or whatever. You know, you only have a snap moment.
Yeah. But also we can plant as many seeds as we want, but only God makes them.
That's
grow.
right.
Exactly.
That's right. That's what I said before, you know, what I say, or what I think I'm going to say, and what I actually say is not necessarily the same.
Yeah.
Then what you think that you heard that I said, and what you then actually work out from what I said,
Yeah.
I don't know. And if you're then going to tell him about it, what will be the same?
Yeah.
What isn't it? I don't know. So when we gossip the gospel or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily mean that it's clear. We trust the Holy Spirit will filter it to the bits that matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's also just like some people, it's like, oh, well, I need the needs to be perfect. Like the temperature needs to be perfect. Needs to be having a perfect day to share the gospel. I need to micromanage how I'm going to do this. And it's like, no, God does remarkable things through wholly unremarkable circumstances.
That's
and
right.
You just got to trust that it's going to happen. And you feel that little opportunity, and it's about being ready to take that as best as you can.
It was once I said before, you know how you have those the fancy scissors when you cut and they make curly edges and whatever. Yeah. And so and one people said, well, oh yeah, but I have no more. I said, if you would buy a box of those scissors, would you get a piece of paper and start cutting? Or would you go first to the library and read all the possible books about how you could cut it with those scissors? I would rather cut first.
Yeah.
And that is why some people say, oh, yeah, I don't know about this yet and don't know about that. And that's why, just use the bit that you know to tell the gospel. And if you then get stuck, don't make it up. You say, I don't know that. That's what I always told when we did Kids Holiday Club. If kids come with a curly question and you don't know, don't start making something up. It's harder to wind it back.
Yeah.
You say, okay, I'll either ask someone else or I'll sort it out and know it for you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if I don't know, I'll send them to you. Or whatever, But that sort of background.
Yeah.
How you live the life, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the moment that you can walk out here in a minute and you think, oh, nothing happened. It's all right. Or it could be someone that actually needed it, but then the Spirit will tell you.
Yeah. You ran Kidscape for a long time. You ran Holiday Club for a long time here at Miranda.
Yeah.
What was something you really enjoyed about doing kids ministry? Other than Frederica getting pulled into it for 30 years.
We were always involved with kids and stuff. I did kids like a kids club in Holland. I used to be in that stuff. I used to be in youth work stuff and like that. Be in Holland. So first it. Like in Holland, so when you're born and you get baptized, right? And you stay with the church, then you go catechism classes, and then you go to the last one is like the geloofsbelijdenis. So the couple of years you have in the group and you meet people from outside. They might get some people in Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever. You work around the things around life, and then you decide, God is real for you. Then you stand in front of the church and you. That's how it sort of works now. Your baptism is that you understand your baptism or how you want to say it.
Confirmation.
Confirmation. But geloofsbelijdenis,
you
stand on special on once a year.
Yeah.
And then you become a member of the church. And you can do supper and all this stuff. So that's how it was when we were there 44 years ago. So Frederick and I went there together and, we were just part of that crowd. So then, I lost my thread, I think. But you asked me, sorry.
I was asking what you enjoyed about doing kids ministry.
Yeah, so when we started, when we came here, Dennis went to Sunday school, met and Nicole went to Sunday school. So then Jenny Best, Graham's best wife, said, we want to do Kids Holiday Club. All right. So there was then in July, and we did the craft and things like that. So a program, and the first one was in 1999, and with people from the doulos. The doulos is the boat that travels around the world with all the Bibles and stuff on board. Maybe if you heard about it or not. The doulos is the word, and it's a boat, and there's another one, I think. And it happened to be in Sydney, and so we had somebody from there come for the day and sing some songs and stuff like that. And so there's a Monday to Friday thing, lunch included, and people from church provide lunch, morning tea, and you do singing and the show and talk and drama, whatever else happened. So that started in 1999. And then we did it for 1 or 2 years, 3 years, and then I said to Graham, I don't think that God only wants them there for one week a year. I think we should do something else. So that's how they had a girls' club. And we came here when our kids were small, and we thought there was some kids' work, and they just stopped it, scouts or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So then we started the kids' club, or the girls' club and the boys' club was used to be first, and that then became eventually Kidscape.
Yeah.
About 5-6 years later after that, I think. So then Kids Holiday Club was every year for the whole year, or for the whole week in July.
Yeah.
And then the Kidscape once a fortnight, and we'll be just here at church, or we would take the bus out for a tour, would go bowling or go to home bush swimming. Or so one time we had 2 church buses then. And one time I had to get an extra bus. We had 60 kids.
Yeah.
And after that, go to McDonald's. Ringing before, you might be coming. Oh, that's fine. You just come with 60. What? Yeah. So, but sometimes the Kidscape night the same as what they have now, and there's only 7.
Yeah.
Because somebody has a birthday and somebody's this and somebody's that. So, but I always said, sometimes it's the Friday before the long weekend or whatever, I would just have it worked out. And people say, oh yeah, but there's not many days. I said, I don't care about the kids that have something. I care about the kids that don't have anything.
Yeah.
Or not something. Or like this or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? And so, we did that for many years, and then COVID came, and then sort of, there used to be a kids club at the Reformed Church in Menai too, and they used to have like 200 kids, and we had 100 or something, or almost 100. And then they went down, and we went down. So this the society just... We got Frederica last couple of years got asked, oh yes, kids come, oh yeah. Does that mean you do churchy things? What are churchy things? You know? When you go to church, maybe you do churchy things. What do you think is a churchy thing? So I think this was one of those things when I was talking with a lady from the other church, when I was doing some work for her, and she was older then, of course. And she said, I'm worried about this generation because they don't realize that they have been brought up a different way than they're bringing up the kids. They don't do it like how they were done. And they think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Right? Sort of, like missing. Now, at the moment, you can go outside and you can meet people and they see the cross on the building and they can't say that they don't know Jesus because it might be on the TV in some bad light of some sort. But the basic building blocks are not there.
Yeah, it's completely moved.
You have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
With some of them.
Oh, absolutely.
And that makes it different, harder, because you can't assume some presumed knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that exciting?
And that will be easy.
Yeah.
But you have to start from scratch, and then if you then get, what we said before, Darwin or evolution or whatever, or scientists or whatever in it, and it's going to be worse now with AI, when the thing doesn't tell what it is, the thing tells what you want it to say, and then,
Yeah.
it's going to be harder.
Yeah. I think there is some fun though when you come across youth kids now that have no concept. Like, it's not like, oh, I've seen this and I make fun of it, or I've seen this and I reject it or whatever. It's just like, what is this?
Yeah.
You're like, oh. Yeah. And I think that's what you get in kids clubs sometimes when you introduce them to Jesus. They're like, oh, what is this? This is something different. And that's always...
And that's why I said I'm glad that I knew from the start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of how far were you off the track before you had to go back or understand or suddenly realize there is a big picture, like what I told you about the house and stuff. Like there is a big picture.
Yeah.
And then, well, not everybody will experience the big picture in the same way, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We've heard heaps about your life, and I suppose we probably could come to the close of the podcast in a minute. Wrap up the chips, as we like to say, in a cone with mayonnaise. The other question that we like to ask is, if you go back in time, whenever you want, and tell the younger Christian self something, what would you say?
The Christian self will say, back in time. What you would do different, or? But with going back in time with your knowledge that you have now, and how you would...
What would you want to tell yourself when you were younger?
I don't really know. Might sound strange. I don't really know because, as I said, if I never doubted it.
That's
you know.
Yeah.
I never doubted it. It's not from my mind. You should have done this differently or something.
Yeah.
I never had that idea that you say from I think everybody might read something sometimes and say, oh, let's look at it from this light, and then so that sort of thing. But no, I can't see a real point where you say from I have to go back there and we should I should have done that differently. No, I don't think so.
And it's interesting that you say that, like, you never doubted it. You've never doubted your faith?
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. There's always there might be not as a doubt, but when you're in youth work or when you have other friends at school or something like that, and they say, "Oh, you do that, mate." They would say to me before the exams, "Oh, mate, you should have a smoke." I said, "Why? To calm your nerves. It's so good." I said, "I don't need to." I know my father smoked, but it was hard to get rid of, and I knew it was not good for you, so he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was no Christian, no drugs, whatever thing in it.
Yeah.
All that, it just was in you not to do it. And some people say, oh, well, that's morals or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I think it's protection. I mean, yeah. Sometimes you have to call things for what they are. And I think I was protected from that sort of influences. Instead of missing out on something, I didn't end up in that sort of crap. So
it wasn't
how you see it.
Yeah.
Maybe it is too because, as I said, when I went to school, I was thinking about it the other week when I was saying I'm coming here. So when I did the primary school, then I went to high school, and when from 15, I ended up in a class with the guys for 22, and I had to travel 15 km by bus to go there. So I never had that high school vault experience because, was not there.
It wasn't all people.
And then I was going, I'd rather think it than going that stuff. Oh, we did youth work, and we had the Friday night gathering. Well, there was alcohol there too, but not that you came home and that the windows and the doors open and closed by themselves. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sort of, Yeah. So, I don't know. You probably call it balanced lifestyle these days. If you sort of look at that like that, yeah. And so, and Frederick is the same. We just like that. Yeah. When we met, and then so we started going out, and I don't think we ever doubted that either. And so we said, straight, I come here, we're going to Brisbane, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to school, yeah. Oh, your mother's club, I'm at PNC, okay, yeah.
I think the cool thing I've appreciated is that it's not the mindset of like, oh, how do I bring my Christianity into this situation? You're just like, well, I'm here and I'm Christian and I'm in this situation. So you don't need to like flick on the switch or whatever.
That's what I said to the other guy when he said when I was on the building site, and then suddenly he said, oh, he really lives it. Oh, I mean, what do you mean? Did I push the broom in a different way or whatever? I don't know. In heavenly circles, I don't know. But I mean, just how there was a guy there on the building site, and then they come with their weekend problems about girlfriends or whatever, and you're listening in and give him some talk, and say, mate, why don't you check this out and whatever. Things like that.
Yeah, but like living it is also the fact, I think, that they probably see people being hypocritical as well. It's like, oh, he really lives it. Oh, he actually means what he says. I think that's really important.
Oh, it was one guy, and he said, an apprentice, and he was there, and he said, oh, mate, my mate is an apprentice too for a plumber, and then he was working down a house on the hill, and he was working on the sewer downstairs, and so the boss went upstairs and did the dump in the toilet and blew in his face, and then he laughed when he came down, and he said, oh, you can do that when you become a plumber. He said, well, mate, I wouldn't do that. He said, yeah, no, you wouldn't. There's a 16-year-old guy said to me, I was like 40 something on the building site. Yeah. And I only had seen him for 3-4 weeks, and he just say stuff. I said, mate, I'll do this, do that, I'll help you in this. And he said, and then he told the story. He said, no, I wouldn't do that. He said, I can't see the need for that. Yeah. And he said, yeah, I won't. I know you wouldn't do that. Yeah. How would he know that? He only known me for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Right? on the building site with swinging a hammer around. So, I mean, yeah, maybe it is just, what you have in you, what you have over you, whatever it is not. But
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being from a Christian family, is you're shaped from the very beginning by parents who are changed by the gospel.
Yeah.
I think that's what is.
Yeah, you said
that's
they
the
know
phenomenal
it is
beauty.
there, and everybody experiences it in a different way. And some people say, "Oh, you don't have to go to church every Sunday." No. And then the thing is, I think if you are, so we have always been involved in stuff.
Mm.
I think if you get step out of it completely, that is the beginning of the decline.
It's hard, yeah.
If
to get
it's
back in.
hard to, if you
Yeah.
don't find a reason to be there,
Yeah.
and you are, sort of a doer like we are.
Yeah.
We're not a talker. We both, Frederick, and you don't get Frederick up front. I only say stuff because somebody has to sometimes. But now it's nice to talk, but I rather do.
Yeah. But I think
know?
also, like, if you're there for any other reason other than Jesus, then of course it doesn't make sense.
No, you don't. You don't have
It's not
any.
meant to make sense without Jesus.
No,
you
no,
know? It's
no,
like,
no. It's because when I was in the deacons too, and some Wednesday nights, you see it at the members' meeting, they used to be on Wednesday nights too. Before, instead of on the Sunday, it used to be on the Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
And then we was only just the deacons plus one or something. People couldn't be bothered, but it's one of those things where, you say, if there's no reason, there's no difference to be sitting in a church meeting than in a PNC meeting or a soccer club meeting, really.
Yeah.
If it is some meetings, business meetings or what they want to call them in the church, are the same as a soccer club meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has no, but no eternal value. Is that the word? Maybe.
Yeah.
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 So sort of thing that you say from where do you connect it with, or what is it? What's the point of it all?
yeah.
It's just don't do that, and I'll mix it and throw it in a bucket and peanut sauce on it, and then it'll be all right.
Well, you talked about different flavors a number of times. So we like to give everyone a badge that's been on the Chip Lunch podcast, but you get to choose your flavor, whether it's black or gold. Which one would you choose, Nico? Which one do you like better? And then we'll put mayonnaise on either of them.
Oh, then we probably have to have the gold one, because that we can add many colors to that.
Yeah, nice.
Easier, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cool.
A red dot for the the chips, and a red dot for the that, and a white dot, and
Yeah, we probably should.
brown dot.
For whatever sauce, and just to dab it on there. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast, Nico. Thank you so
I
much.
thought it was nice.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
fun.
it's
It's nice, yeah.
I really enjoyed hearing. It's fun when we get someone from somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
I
to
can
learn-
understand. Yeah.
And to learn about what it's been like, how God has worked through your life from, as you said, from the very beginning. 56, is that right? Is that when you were born?
1956 born, yeah.
1956. To see that God has worked through, like, and buying the house and going to the right place and all that stuff. It's just, but I just love learning about different places as well. So it's been a real pleasure. I think this was your recommendation, Braden, to invite Nico on the podcast.
Yeah,
I think.
Nico's
Thank
champion.
you very much. Yeah. But I think one thing that I take from it too is that we talk about a soul revival as like being a Christian all of life, and I think that's where you're like, well, just if you just be a Christian all the time, and then so whatever you're doing, do it as a Christian.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been encouraged by in your podcast today. So thank you.
But when we did the kids club, and then at one stage, the pastor that was there then, and he came in at morning tea time and had about 40, 50 kids upstairs in the hall. The hall, they didn't have this wall here then, right? This was this was a stage, and it was all. And he said, "Oh, you couldn't have many more." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, it looks pretty full." He said, "I got another 40 downstairs, mate. They're doing the K2 games, and we've been 3 to 6 games upstairs."
Yeah.
He says, "Oh," I said, "Well," I said, "and look what." He said, "If this is supposed to go bigger, God will give me another shit. I don't need this shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. God will provide.
God will provide another shit. And so I'm glad that Soul Revival came to Miranda, because otherwise we could have put the key under the mat. you know, we're one of the younger ones. Most people our age group have left because of all sorts of things. We could have left many times too about those things, but we just stuck it out, I suppose. But yeah, the approach of soul revival and living the life really appeals to us both. Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final words, Braden?
Oh, I think I've already said. I just appreciate that. Like when we talk about your story and we talk about your faith, it's pretty much, it's impossible to pull them apart because you've just lived it. And so I appreciate it. And I just love chatting to you. You're a fun dude.
Yeah, well, that's been cool. Well, thank you, Nico.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for everyone listening and watching. We really appreciate it. And I think if you haven't spoken to Nico, make sure you do, because it's always a
Sunday, Miranda.
Yeah, if you're in Miranda, come along to Miranda and check it out.
Yeah.
We always finish with a one way. Are you happy to do that with us, Nico?
Yes.
Finish with a one way to Jesus.
One way.